It takes courage to let things go. Things that hurt you, things that wounded you, things that made you bleed, things that where you suffered loss, promotions you didn't get, houses you lost, men who left, women who betrayed you. It takes courage to let it go. You have to have enough faith to believe that what is in front of you is greater than what was behind you.
A person who can forgive nothing is a person who's totally destroyed psychologically and emotionally. Forgive yourself. Forgive your parents. Forgive any relationship that you ever had that didn't work out. Forgive everybody else. Forgive everyone else in your life that has ever hurt you in any way. Every past childhood slight, every sibling, every person in your family, every person you ever worked for, every lousy boss or person who cheated you, lied to you, robbed you, and everything else, and so on. I mean, just let it go.
Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. I think for myself, and I know many of you, you think forgiving means accepting what has happened to you. Well, it is accepting that it has happened to you.
And so every day I got in the mirror and I completed 3 sentences. Lisa, I'm proud of you for. Second thing, Lisa, I forgive you for. That one took me down daily. Because I'd had a son with a man who was now in prison, my biggest nightmare, my greatest nightmare. I had been in a relationship that turned mentally and then physically abusive when my son was 3 years old. I made money but lost it. I was on government assistance, I was on welfare, I was on WIC, Women, Infant, and Children. I got a lot of forgiveness that I had to do. But I was willing to forgive myself every day, and every day I said the same thing for like 6 months until it got easier. And then one day I went, Lisa, I forgive you for it. And that thing didn't come up anymore. I was like, ooh, okay, on to the next.
It takes more strength to forgive than it does to remain hostile and sick and toxic and angry. Forgiveness is a big idea. It's a big, tall idea, and you have to be a big person to be able to do it. Little people cannot do it. They're too small. They're too petty. They're too sensitive. They're too easily offended. This is a big idea. You have to be a big person to be able to embrace it. It is a big idea for people who have eagle-eye vision, who can see the big picture, and they're willing to lose the little war, the little battle, so that they can win the war. Unforgiveness does not hurt your enemy, it hurts you. For you to be unforgiving is like you drinking poison and waiting on him to die. Write this down. God will promote you to the level of your tolerance of pain. God will promote you to the level of your tolerance of pain. At the point that you can't handle pain, you lose the promotion. He promotes you to the level of your tolerance of pain. If you can't take it, you can't be promoted. You can't handle it, you're too sensitive, you can't have it. In the corporate world, the people who get the big bucks are paid to handle problems. You can't be an executive and you can't handle stress. You can't be a manager and your feelings are sensitive. You can't run a corporation and you can't handle problems. We don't put you in the corporate office to overview the city with glass all around you, not to handle problems. We gave you that so that you could process the problem. The big bucks go to problem handlers. People who can solve it, people who can make it happen, people who can get it done. Offenses will come. That's a promise. Offenses will come. If you avoid offenses, you avoid life. Offenses will come. They will come over and over and over and over and over again. They will come. I don't know whether the mail is going to come, but offenses will come. The longer you live, the more things are going to offend you. It is impossible to hide from it. You cannot dodge it. Everywhere you go, you will run into offenses. You must understand that your ability to handle offense will determine your direction for the next 20, 30 years of your life. So when you ask for promotion, you're asking for problems. Get that in your head. When you ask for promotions, you're asking for problems. You're asking for offenses. You're asking, fill my desk with offense. I can handle it. I'm the man for the job. I'm here to represent. I can handle it. Let me put it in Bible language. To him whom much is given, much is required. You can't get the much giving if you're not going to deal with the much required. Let me break it down in colloquialism. New levels, new devils. The higher you go, the more you're going to have to confront with every day. This is a turning point moment. If you don't learn how to forgive, you cannot live. You cannot thrive. You cannot move forward, and you will always suffer.
And the number one regret that people had, people who were dying, who knew that they were crossing over and making their transition, the top regret was, I wish I'd have had the courage to live the life that I knew I was destined to live. In other words, that I had a purpose, that I knew that there was something greater that I came here to do, that I signed up for something other than just to fit in and to go along and to follow somebody else's rules.
You're still here, and you get another chance this day. This day that you have been graced to breathe in and out thousands of times. This day where many of those breaths were taken for granted. You just expected the next one to come. But the truth is, there's no guarantee that the next one comes. This day, to do better and be better. Another chance to become more of who you were created and what you were created to fulfill.
Most of us are not, don't allow ourselves the freedom to listen to those internal callings, those things that we all feel are just so important to us.
People torment themselves by how they see their life. They've told themselves a story as if it were the truth when it is really a perspective truth. You wrote the script, changed the story.
You have the freedom to think anything you want. Why would you ever want to belittle yourself?
You have to give yourself permission to accomplish your dreams, permission to get out of debt, permission to overcome that obstacle. It starts in our thinking. Choose to dwell on thoughts that empower you, inspire you, encourage you, thoughts that give you joy, faith, victory. When you wake up in the morning, you need to set your mind for victory. Set your mind for success. Our attitude should be, this is going to be a great day. God's favor is on my life. I'm excited about my future. Every day we get to choose what kind of attitude we're going to have. We can choose to be happy, look on the bright side, expect good things, believe that our dreams will come to pass, or we can choose to be negative, focus on our problems, dwell on what didn't work out, lived worried and discouraged. It's a choice that we all make. Set your mind for victory. Set your mind for increase. Set your mind for good breaks. Start expecting your plans to work out. Expect people to be good to you. Expect to have a productive day. When your mind is set, positive, hopeful, expecting good things, that's when you'll go places that you've never dreamed. New doors will open. The right people, the right opportunities will come across your path.
This day, how you started your day, what your thoughts were this morning, how you've carried yourself through this day, how you've been allowed to have encounters and experiences some challenging, some more life-enhancing, that pushed you forward another day.
Enjoy the journey, not the destination. A lot of us delay our happiness. When I get to this level, when I get my degree, when I get the kids, when I get married, I'm going to be happy. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the whole step, the whole process. Every day that you get up to strive for whatever it is you're after. You know I'm a goal-oriented guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't celebrate when you get to the finish line. Celebrate all along the way. Celebrate all along the way.
Yeah, man.
The difference between successful people and people that struggle are successful people exude joy. Jeff, if you're not a happy guy and other people don't want to hang out with you, why would they hang out with you?
Right.
If you're miserable and nobody wants to spend time with you, how are you ever going to get ahead?
Yeah, it's
Why
true.
complain?
Everything that happens to you in your life can either be the best thing that ever happened to you, or it could be the worst. It's about your perception of that.
I want you to realize that this moment is a gift. Is a gift that you can use to shape the rest of your life.
What's the right thing to do? Why are you looking for the right thing to do?
Do you make decisions with your heart, or do you make decisions with your head?
So doing the right thing, even when nobody knows you're doing the right thing, will always bring the right thing to you. I promise you that. Why? Because the third law of motion is always at work. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That is so true in all of our lives. My team, hardest working team in television, had done this interview with a woman who turns out she was a Sunday school teacher by day and a sex addict at night. Ooh. And they were like, you won't believe it. We got her going out, we got her with the men, and we get to show her, and she was willing to show us everything. We are not going to air that show. And she said, why? My producer said, why? She knew she was being filmed. She knew what she was saying. She knows what you... I said, because her son will never get over it. You do the right thing, even when other people think it may not be. And oftentimes, when you make a decision to do the right thing, immediately you're faced with doubt. Was that the right thing? Was that the right decision? I don't know, was that the right thing? You always know it's the right thing, when in the end, there is peace. You are rewarded by peace in knowing that you did the right thing.
How do I know whether to make a decision with my head or a decision with my heart? I'm the kind of person that believes you should always make decisions with your heart and soul. Does the decision that you're about to make expand you, expand your future, or expand the possibilities of your life? If the answer is yes, then the decision is yes, no matter how terrifying it is. If you conversely look at the choice that you have to make, and the decision will shrink you, will silence you, will inhibit you in some way, then the answer is no. No matter how easy the decision is, no matter how safe the decision is, the answer is no. Is that there's always a short-term and a long-term impact to the decision. The short-term impact to making an expansive decision, a decision that's based in your heart and your soul, sometimes it's terrifying, because sometimes it means moving, or it means changing a job, or changing a relationship, or having a difficult conversation, or starting something new. And those sorts of things are always uncomfortable. So brace for impact, put the force fields up, but make the decision anyway. Because the long-term impact of making a decision from your heart and soul, that is where the best life comes from. Because you're living for what's true for you, not what's safe in the moment.
So are you doing the right thing? I don't know, sir. All I know is this needs to be done, and those who do it with all that they have will find fulfillment.
when you're young and you're a kid, you have so many. I grew up in the hood, man. I mean, I'm Flint, Michigan, where I'm from. And they say, if you're Terry Crews, you can do anything you want to do. You can do anything you want to do. And then as soon as you go to class, you tell them what you want to do, and they're like, man, what make you think you're going to do something like that, man? You crazy?
Yeah.
And I say, okay, wait, which one is it? Now, can I do it or can I do it? What?
Right.
And so I started to call people on that.
I was scared to have ambition, because you know what? If you have ambition too big for your britches, people start insulting you. Who do you think you are? Oh, you think you can do that? You don't even have any skill at that. You think you can do that? You haven't even had their training. You don't have the degree. You don't have the experience. You don't have the background. You don't have the social following. You don't have the environment. You don't have the money. You don't have the bank account. You don't have the credit. You don't have... And people start puking on you when you share your big dream with them. You're like, hey, look, no, listen, I'm trying to go up here. This is where I want to be, right here. I got this dream, it's huge. I got this ambition, this dream, this hunger for more. And immediately people seek to see whether or not you are qualified. And they judge you based on your past of qualification versus your present of how you show up.
Some people want to live a regular life. Just wake up every single day and do the same routine over and over again. And some people was born in the slum. Some people was born with nothing. And since they were a child, only thing they thought about was beating that, changing that picture of their life. That gift that hunts you at night, that anxiousness when you're sitting on your job and that man tapping, because in the back of your mind, what you love, you're not doing. You're working for another man, fulfilling another man's dream. I will never let a human being disrespect me. I will never let a human being take my smile off my face, and you should never do the same. Don't ever let anybody take your dream away from you. Don't let anybody take your joy away from you, because we are filled in a world full of energy drainers, negative individuals. Some bosses walk in and they love the fact that you're frowning and that you're upset. Some people walk into their offices every day and pretend to smile like they love what they're doing.
I looked at every toxic behavior in my life. Everyone. You see me go behind my own black curtain. People don't want to tell on yourself. You're trying to protect. You're trying to do four things. You're trying to protect, prove, hide, and defend. If you wake up every day and say, I have nothing to protect, I have nothing to prove, I have nothing to hide, I have nothing to defend. Now, who do I choose to be? If you go where you've never gone, do what you've never done, and say what you've never said, you'll become the woman and the man you've always known yourself to be.
What you do every single day of your life will dictate what will bring success to your future. Be driven, be hungry, and don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the people who don't believe in themselves.
Are you willing to go to the next level today? Are you willing to stop procrastinating and stop waiting for your dream? Are you willing to stop listening to the people that don't even believe in themselves? Because until you're prepared to let go of all of those doubters, you will not be successful. Today is the day that we let go of all of the old to let in all of the new.
Today, I want to encourage people to take a chance. You can go clock in every single day and literally be just existing and not living. And you're lying to yourself. And to lie to yourself, as I said before, is suicide. Today, I encourage everybody that loves, and anything they love, anything you want to do, I want you to go out and do that. I don't want you to wait. I don't want you to pretend like this is what you love when this is really what you love. Don't let anybody steer you away from that, because we all get one life. Trust your ability to be great. Trust that you have something special that God specifically gave you, and that you're gonna be the person to take it to the next level.
A lot of people, they're actually pretty extraordinary people, but they don't feel extraordinary because all those extraordinary things that happen, they never integrate it. Someone gives them a compliment, they're like, yeah, whatever. And they can't hear it. It doesn't penetrate into their identity where they start going, you know what? I'm all right. I am good. I can be confident now. I've achieved enough. I've come far enough. I've survived enough. It's about giving yourself credit and remembering your strengths. You come through such difficult things in your life that you're stronger than you know.